Hello, I'm Tracey from the Allergy Clinic, and in this episode I'm going to go through the differences between allergies and intolerances. Now, in our clinic we find a lot of people present themselves thinking that they actually have allergies, and they don't. They have food intolerances. But as soon as we get a reaction to a food, or we think we're having a reaction to a food, we think it's an allergy. But allergies tend to be very serious, to the point where very often you can have anaphylactic shock. So the sort of symptoms that you would get for allergies would be things like very, very itchy skin, itching inside the mouth or swelling, itching in the throat or the ears, anything to do with the ears, nose and throat. You could get a very severe raised rash or urticaria or hives, and you can get swelling in the face, so to the point where you may not be able to breathe or you may not be able to swallow because the trachea is swelling up, and this is a reaction to proteins in foods that's giving you this allergic reaction. You could also feel that you want to be sick. Now, if you have any symptoms where you're having difficulty breathing, or you can't swallow, or if you're feeling faint, then the first thing you must do is dial 999. If you have a history of these reactions, there's a good chance that you've got an EpiPen, because of the fact that you can die from going into anaphylactic shock. So if you need to use that EpiPen, and if you live with other people, you need to make sure that they know how to use that EpiPen to help you. It's a very simple thing. There's lots of videos on YouTube, but when you were given the EpiPen, you may well have taken friends and family with you to actually be taught how to use it on you, just in case. So with an allergy, there's lots of things that can cause it, but the main ones that tend to do it would be things like milk, eggs, peanuts, all sorts of different tree nuts as well, fish, shellfish is a big one, and some fruit and vegetables. Now, there's a weird thing called oral allergy syndrome, OAS, and you may get that if you eat some fruits and vegetables. And one of the main ones that a lot of people have a problem with actually is lettuce. Now, lettuce can actually really give you a severe reaction, and it's mainly water, but it's all to do with how the lipids within the actual leaf works. And a lot of people don't believe it can be a problem, but actually it tests quite regularly. And if you have oral allergy syndrome, you're going to have, for example, a little bit of a swelling inside the mouth, or it might almost be like something is beating, like you've got a little heartbeat in there, because your cells are reacting to the thing that you're having an allergic reaction to. So that's called oral allergy syndrome. Now, children very often will get eczema, particularly babies, and normally it's a reaction, a slight allergic reaction to, for example, milk. So in another video, I'm going to go through the milk ladder and explain to you how you can try eliminating milk to see whether or not that is an issue. A lot of children do have that, particularly when they're babies. So there are various different types of allergies, as I said, but there are also things like intolerances. So the difference with an intolerance is that you may not get the reaction immediately. You might find that you get the reaction a few hours later, or 1, 2 or 3 days later. It can be anything up to 72 hours, which makes it very difficult to diagnose what exactly is causing it, because it can be a reaction from something you had a few days ago. Also, with intolerances, it may be that you're having more of a certain type of food than your body is able to actually deal with. And it can take years for this intolerance to build up, and eventually your body says, I can't cope with this anymore. And to give you an indication of that, because it can't really speak to us, what happens is that you will start to get some sort of intolerance reaction. Now, again, that could be something like itchy skin. It can be things like bloating. It can be things like reflux. It can be just cramping. It can be changes in your bowel movements. It can be headaches. It can be just generally feeling a bit discombobulated. The problem is that until you identify exactly what those foods are, you can't do anything about it. So what we do in the clinic is we can test for both allergies and intolerances. Now, there are various tests that we do, and I'll go through that in a different video. But I just wanted you to understand the main differences between allergies and intolerances. As I said, we have so many people coming into our clinic that say that they're allergic, but in fact, they are intolerant to a particular food. If you have any concerns, if you're getting any strong allergic reactions, the first thing you must do is either go to your doctor if it's manageable, or obviously A&E, call 999, or take yourself to the hospital if appropriate. This isn't designed to be medical advice for you, it's information, but you're very welcome to get in touch with us via our website and ask us any questions you like with regards to your symptoms and the tests that we do. Different tests are appropriate for different people depending on what your actual reactions and your experience are, and also it can vary depending on what your age is as well. For babies, for example, we don't do a blood test until they're over 2 years old, but I'll explain that in a different video. I hope that's been helpful for you. Again, if you're trying to work out what's causing your issue, it's a good chance it's an intolerance, because an allergy where you get that severe reaction would have happened very, very quickly. I hope you found that useful, and come back to us if you'd like any more information. Thanks.